Thank you.
It's so cool.
This is my boyfriend's caravan,
Oh, wow.
and we so this morning I got a beautiful birthday gift. So
Oh, wow. You deserve it. You're just
thank
such a
you.
generous,
Um,
kind, amazing, loving, generous, gorgeous soul. I'm
Thank you.
so
Thank you,
proud of
Lauren.
you. I'm so grateful for everything you've done for moving
My
on TV
pleasure.
last year. Was last year, wasn't it? Or was it this? I can't remember. I think it was. Was it last year? Probably.
Sometime
Long
last
ago.
year.
Anyway, you want to do something special today for yourself. It's your birthday, and you want to talk about your new book.
Oh, Lauren, if I may, it's been a very exciting time because it's it almost feels like giving birth. Um, the process. It's been 3 years in the making. Um, the poetry. I could never write a poem to save my life. And then in 2017, I went back to my home country, which is Malta. I've lived in England for 22 years. And suddenly, all this poetry started to come. It
Wow.
was amazing, just amazing. I always loved poetry in school, but I never wrote any poetry. So it's
What's it
been,
called, Mary? What's
so
the
it's
book
called
called?
A Return to Love, to the Heart of God. And hang on, it's available on Pegasus.
Beautiful. Return to love. Let's make the picture a bit bigger. I
So
can't see.
I did,
Can't see it.
yeah.
There it is.
Hang on.
Return to love, to the heart of God. That is beautiful.
You like
Wow.
it?
Beautiful. So you're going to, so what is it? It's about healing, isn't it? Because you
So
told
it's
me.
about healing. Yes. So it's got 4 volumes, and each volume represents what I believe to be a part of the healing process. So the first part, um, I feel is to recognize whatever needs healing. The second part is to accept that that's what needs healing. Then after that, it's to acknowledge. So we've got recognize, acknowledge, accept, and embrace. And it's a very transformative and healing process. I think once you start, the process itself, the decision to start, so much power, this intention, that it will be a useful tool. This will just be a tool. And then your will and the powers to be will all pitch in to help. And we're always given what we need when we need it, don't we?
Yeah, yeah.
The mood is very different to this one. This I self published, I think, 5 years ago. Um, so it also shows a bit of my journey from here. And this was 2014. So we're talking about, yeah, 2014. This was the start of my healing process. So
Huh.
my mom committed suicide, and it was 20 years on the day to this time, on the 20th of December. So it's her story
Right.
and my story. It was quite intricately interlinked. I was her primary carer since a very young age. And when she committed suicide, I did not know where she ended and I started. It was just one big whole saga of sadness and despair. So I've been traveling for the last 26 years from here to here. It's been an
Right.
amazing journey, an amazing journey. Lots of people have helped along the way, um, and lots of people didn't. They could have helped, but they didn't, and that's fine. It was all part of my learning process and my journey. Um, this one I imagine that she herself is telling the story from the other side. And as
Okay.
soon as it was quite a brutal and violent death. It wasn't an overdose. And the story starts with that, how that happened. And then it goes back, it backtracks. Finally, she's waiting. She's in this limbo almost, waiting to be judged by God. But he never turns up. And as she's waiting, she's watching as well her funeral. She's watching life go by, not being able to do anything. And finally, she realizes that we have to forgive ourselves. That's
Mm.
the biggie. That's the biggie. Whether it's for things we did or whether it's for things we allowed to happen to us. And perhaps we're very hard on ourselves and we say, oh, I could have stopped that or I should have stopped that and I didn't. And we need to extend a lot of love and compassion to ourselves. And when we talk about forgiveness, it's not just forgiving others, it's forgiving ourselves as well for whatever it is that we blame ourselves for having allowed to happen. It could be that at that time that we did the best we could at that time. And we have to even allow that other people perhaps were also doing the best they could at that time.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of forgiveness in the end, and she then finds peace. And then this one is almost a celebration, as it were, but it does start from a very dark place. So, one of the poems, for example, are you happy for me to just. Um, so, one poem that I've been told in this one, the beginning of it starts almost here, but then, of course, there's the healing process. And one poem which I'm told by my friends that they love is called Stripped Stark Naked. Would you like me to read it?
Yeah, it's just we get some very strange people on here sometimes, you know what I mean? So they're not going to think it's something else.
Let's see. But how do we cope when we feel like life has stripped us naked and we cannot dance but want to hide? When we cannot live for joy as we are dying inside? Stripped naked with nothing left inside, stark naked with nowhere left to hide. No shiny, silk-adorned garments and golden crowns for me. Just a plain ache, a pain, a hurt, nothing pleasant to see. Stark naked, crawling on the dirty, dusty floor. Stark naked, my shining light seems like light no more. Darkness covers my legs, my belly, my chest, my face, my head. There is no light, but fear and anger filling my body instead. I slowly fumble along the dark-filled room, stagger slowly as the dim light is fading soon. A dark cloud envelopes my whole body and spirit. I strain my eyes, my ears, and am tested to the limit. Wherever I turn, there is a void and an emptiness. Wherever I turn, I try to see happiness. But like a butterfly fluttering, it quickly eludes me, leaving my heart, body, and bones stripped of glee. Where do I go from here? What do I do? I can't at the moment be happy like you or you. My heart shudders, my body trembles and shakes. A sadness, a fear and anger my peace from my being takes. Just for now, take a deep breath and rest. Just for now, be still. This too will pass, this test. Just for this moment, glance at the sky. Relish this breath as you take a deep sigh. Look in the mirror and gaze lovingly at what you see. A beautiful person looking back at you and me, made in the image and liking of the Godhead divine. Our bodies do not our being define and confine. So look a bit more closely with a kind, loving, open heart. There in the chest in the mirror, a warm glow is about to start. Allow it to spread, expand, fill your whole body. From toe right up to the head to embody. The warm glow in the mirror comes closer to me. The bright silvery light in the mirror is all I can clearly see. Filling and settling into my own heart, mind, body and chest. Bringing to my whole being momentarily to a place of unity to rest. I stand there or sit with feet wide apart. This is like a yoga pose. I stand or sit there with the warming glow still in my heart. I stand or sit there, breathing softly in and out. I stand there as the gentle glow spreads slowly about. It continues to expand throughout the whole of my being, filling now all the cells with its love as my eyes seeing, not the physical body, but the divine glow within me. My true divine nature I now freely embrace and embody.
That's beautiful. Really, really beautiful. So, sorry, I'm just trying to get the picture back. I've lost myself. I've lost myself. Right, hang on. There we go. Right. Yeah, that's absolutely beautiful, really touching. And as you say, it's all about looking in the mirror and seeing that, that person is you, that's me. It's up to us to love that person in the mirror, to do the work that we have to do, instead of looking at others. Everyone is a mirror.
We can, it's so hard sometimes, isn't it? It's so hard. We love other people. We find it so hard to forgive other people, to show compassion to other people. But when it comes to ourselves and we look and we want to love ourselves, we want to embrace ourselves, we want to forgive ourselves, we want to show compassion to ourselves. I struggled with guilt for many, many years due to my mum's suicide. I blamed myself for years and years and years. I had to really do a lot of work. And people would say to you, it wasn't your fault. She would have done it anyway. And whatever they said would be up here. And I could never connect the two. I could never feel it in my heart that it really wasn't my fault. And it took years of searching, years of really having to go into the depths of my being and offer myself that forgiveness and show myself that compassion. I'm still working at it, but this book here is now almost outlined the journey, and almost what I need to tell myself. And what I hope is what I need to tell myself is possibly what a lot of us also need to hear. So I'm hoping that this book resonates with so many of us who, for whatever reason, we've all got our package.
So so you say that, the new book is the progression of the journey of self-love and self-forgiveness and around what happened to your mum. I mean, that's such a huge thing for you. How old were you when your mum killed herself?
So the first time she tried to commit suicide, I was about 12. But I was a primary carer from a much younger age. I was about 6 when I was actually taking care of her. And then finally,
you were taking care of your mother instead of the
Yes,
other way around.
yes. So there was a role reverse at a very young age. And then I was 25 when it actually happened. It was on the 20th of December, so we were all preparing for Christmas. Um, but what I would really, as it was a terrible trauma, as I say, for the last, what, I'm 53 today, so for the last, what, I was 25, what, for the last 28 years, I've been trying to come back to the peace that I knew before this happened. So this was there, then this happened, and finally I've been able to come back to this or get many more glimpses of that love and peace. But
Yeah.
perhaps I've almost gone full circle. But what I want to say to everybody, that there is always, really, there is, as long as there is life, there is hope. And we sometimes are scared to draw on our own inner strength and on the strength of our higher being and the universe, or however you depict that, whether it's the cosmic consciousness, the Christ consciousness, whether it's Jesus, the Christ himself, whether it's the divine earthly mother or Mother Earth, however you conceive that aspect of us, which is
Mm,
beyond just the physical body, and relate to that and reconnect to that.
yeah.
There is so much love in that, so much strength. It would
It's
be,
beautiful that it's beautiful what you're saying, Mary, because I can't imagine what you've been through, and so many people that have been through so much. But I feel that the awakening, this consciousness, is about letting all that go, because our job is so big, as starseed and light workers and whatever we are here for. Our job is so huge, it's so vast. You can't really, you have to take a lot of the attention off of yourself, not in the way that you love yourself and you get to that level, but once you've got to that level where you feel that you love yourself enough and you've got enough self that awareness, then you've got to take the you've got to put everything onto humanity in a way. You've got to bring that love to humanity. You've got to share the lessons rather than sinking into the story and what all the this is such a difficult situation for a 6-year-old, where you were given the role of being a mother. So of course, when your mother did what she did, you would feel guilty because you thought you were her mother. I mean, a 6-year-old would be totally confusing to the subconscious mind. But what I'm saying is, I don't think we can, because we're all going through, we've all been through, we've all had situations like that, and yours is really horrific and very difficult and sad. But I don't think once we get to that level, like you said, where you've learned and you have moved on by channeling it into your poetry and a book, it's our responsibility is to the human race, is to pass on the
oh,
learning experience, isn't it? The healing.
I believe that first, our very, very, very first obligation before anybody else is ourselves.
Yourself,
And
yes.
healing, I believe, is a bit like a spiral, and we heal at different levels, and we keep going at a different level, and a different level, and a deeper level, and a deeper level. And I know in a lot of literature they say to let go. To let go, you cannot let, in my humble opinion, and this is what I'm trying to say, you cannot let go until you've had the courage to really be with what you need to let go, to experience that raw emotion, stay with it not trying to run away from it, just staying with it, accepting it's there, embracing it as part of your being, no matter how much it hurts. Sometimes it hurts much more than physical pain, that mental and emotional pain. Because you can't even locate it, it seems to be everywhere. But once you allow that to happen, and a lot of the time I found healing does happen when I'm on my own, but equally valid are the people who come into my life, who I've accepted deliberately and have allowed into my life because of their integrity and healing powers, to help me heal. And the humility saying, listen, I actually do need healing. This is a bit too big for me to handle on my own. Can you please help me? And I've had two particular healers who have seen me completely, figuratively speaking, stark naked, crying my eyes out, writhing in pain. And they held that space with so much love and acceptance.
Yeah.
And that's when the transformation happens. When so it's not just on a mental level, it's not just on the intellectual level where we say, let go of that. It is a process.
Right. Until you feel it, you can't.
And you know it inside you. You know it.
As you know, my story, which simply amazing. The book, the whole of my massive recovery from childhood abuse was I was put into a space where I started to feel like a child again. I started to feel like that 10-year-old, 11-year-old that had been abused, and that's how I released it, because I was able to understand what a child felt like, and it wasn't my fault. And that was huge for me. I wouldn't be here now. I wouldn't be able to do everything came from my recovery. But until I felt it, and the way and what we're going through now, I mean, I have like regular primal screaming, crying days where I can't do anything because everything's coming up, everything. And luckily you have a few souls that hold you, like on the phone at least.
I mean, not often. These people, it's not regular.
They're amazing.
They were just there when they needed to be there. But before I go, can I offer you, and all our listeners, of course, just a small prayer. First of all, I'd like to say thank you for all the work that you're doing, Laurene, which is amazing.
Oh, Mary, thank you
being here. And I'd just like to ask and pray that divine being of love and light, which is always there, within, without, and everywhere, to enter our beings today. And on my birthday, as a special grace, I implore the most Holy Spirit of God to enter dark places where we feel shame, guilt, anger, fear, so that we have that courage to be touched in those places by that most amazing love. Thank you.
Mary, you're a beautiful soul, and I'll never forget your kindness. And you go and have the most incredible birthday. At some point, I think I'd love to do another interview with you about your book.
Thank you. I love that, Laurene.
We can discuss a lot more. And you're being held very, very tightly at the moment by your mum. I'm a medium as well, as you know. And I can feel her. She's holding you. She's holding you.
Oh, thank you. I was asking her to be present today. I thought, where are you, Mum? I need you. Thank you.
She's standing behind you, and she's asking you if you need to. Then she understands now the role that she is the mother, and so you can fall back on her and let her carry you today, and just have keep thinking about that. Know that she's there. I know that every time you close your eyes and go like that, she's there. She's
Thank
catching
you.
you, and she's holding you today. I just needed to pass on that message.
Oh, thank you, Laura. I'm very grateful.
So thank you so much. We're going to have a beautiful time, and then we will plan to do a proper interview on Zoom. So we won't have the noise and all this, distractions. And then we'll put that on the book show. We'll put it on the book show so we can get it out there for people to watch the stories behind your beautiful work. All right.
May the long time sun shine upon you.
It's like I saw an angel there. It's like when you did that, that was like an angel, like the wings or your wings. Right? Look, you're a very high earth angel. You are. You've got a beautiful open heart, and as I say, no one has ever given as much as you gave to Moving on TV last year. That was very touching, and I always thought you were Irish. I didn't realize you were from Malta.
They say to me that I sound Welsh. I might be international. I was born in Australia, to make matters worse.
I think we had a viewer here called Smiley Aussie. I think we had someone from Twitch called something Oz.
So I was born in Australia, lived in Malta, UK.
Oz Smiley, that Oz Smiley, Matty D. I don't understand their messages. Lol, drama. I really don't understand the messages they send.
No, we thank them anyway. We are very grateful for whoever's joined us, and hopefully that healing that I prayed for will reach everybody it needs to reach today.
Great.
Thank you. Namaste.
Beautiful vegan meal. Where are you going? Where are you? In Oxford?
Yeah, I'm in Oxfordshire, but I'm going to cross over to Berkshire, where I used to live last year.
What, Berkshire?
So I used to live in a tiny village called Pangbourne outside Reading.
All right, yes.
And my friend's daughter, because it's my friend's birthday on Sunday, and her daughter organised a joint lunch. So we'll all be.
Ask her if she wants a special celebration on Moving on TV on Sunday.
I could do, but I'm not sure it's her cup of tea. But I will ask her.
Right, because the next one that's coming up is my dad on the 5th of May. He would have been 100. He's in heaven, but he's having 100th birthday on here. It's going to be absolutely mind-blowing.
Oh, I look forward to it, Laurene. I look forward to it.
Let's go. Take care. Lots of love.
Thank
I look forward to doing the proper interview with you.
Thank you so much.
Take care, sweetheart. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, darling. Bye.
Thank you.
That was the beautiful Mary Malia. And I'm just going to carry on with the birthday song while I go for... Happy birthday to you. Happy
Couldn't have a day that would be set aside. Recognition should never be. Just because some cannot see the dream is seriously as they should make become an illusion. We all know everything, but it's just for time. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. know the way to truth. Woo! It's love and unity. All of God's children should be a great event, and the whole day should be spent, woo, in full remembrance. Lift aside for the oneness of all people. So let us all begin. We know that love can win. Let it out, don't hold it in. Sing as loud as you can. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. We love you. Happy birthday. We love you. We love you. We love you. To ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. We love ya. Happy birthday. It's your life today. That lives in all of the hearts of people that believe in unity, in love, in love, in love, in unity and peace and blessing. We'll make the dream become a reality, I know we are. We're making the dream become a reality, I know we will, we are. Because our hearts are telling us so. Happy birthday! Happy, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Woo! Happy birthday to the person we're singing to today. Celebrating your birthday, my darlings. Love you so much. Please subscribe, share and like. Come up on Moving On TV for your birthday. Moving On TV1@gmail.com.